Hi, when I was 18 years old, I was a student at University of Western Australia, and Phil Oakes, the singer-songwriter from America, came and did a lunchtime concert, and he also performed the next night at the Winthrop Hall in the university. My friend Al Howard was a huge Phil Oakes fan and had got the rest of us into Phil, but Al was the late Al Howard. He died a few years ago. Al was totally into Phil Oakes. He had all his albums. I went along with Michael Feeney, my bass player from my punk band, Puss, this is 1972, and this was punk before punk. I guess you'd call it proto-punk band these days. So we saw the Oakes concert, which was fantastic. And Al was just like a mad person running around with his albums to get them signed, trying to find Phil Oakes after the gig. And we couldn't find him anywhere. And we're standing in the foyer of Winthrop Hall, this big towered building where Phil had performed. And we heard voices coming down the steps in an American accent. And we both looked at one another and went, Feeney? So we go up these steps, and Al's up like this with his albums, and we go up, emerge into the top room where Phil Oakes is there. It was like his dressing room, and he had his guitars open. And there's Feeney, my bass player, Michael Feeney, going, yeah, the crabs at Mandurah are really pretty good. And talking about that, you got a crab and you just put in a scoop and you'll scoop them out. And Phil Oakes was very proud because he dipped his toe into the water and of the Indian Ocean, so he was pleased about that. And we said to him, Al got his album signed, and he was very nice to us. And we said, was it okay to come and see him off the next morning? And he said, yeah, sure. So we trooped out to Perth Airport, and I had my dad's camera and I took some photos of us, but unfortunately I didn't have a flash, and none of the photos came out except for one, as Phil had actually left us and he was crossing the tarmac. In those days, you walked across the tarmac to get to the jet, and you'll see that photo in a second. Around about that time, I wrote a song called Phil, and about meeting Phil Oakes and about how much I loved his work and how important he was to us. And it sat there, and then about a year ago, I thought, I'm going to finish this song. And I didn't have to do much to it, but I just added a few things and finished it. And I've recorded it with the help of Martin Cilia playing brilliant guitar and Tony Cooper doing some great production with some cello. Phil Oakes took his own life 4 years after we met him. A terrible tragedy, but he's inspired me from then until now with his songwriting. He was witty and funny, humanitarian and caring, and just all the things you want in a great songwriter. And regrettably, you don't hear his songs as much as you should. But anyway, I wrote this song, which I've now called Ode to Oakes, brackets Phil, and stick on the video, and we'll see it in a second. I'll do a little clip and you'll hear the song, and I hope you like it. I hope Phil would have liked it. I tried to do something in his style, but that was still me, still Dave Warner. So here's Ode to Oakes, here's Phil, and thank you, Phil, for the time that you took with us young guys.
Where are you going, my singer of sad songs? Now that the evening has perished into dawn, and the airport is only half awake, a handful of followers with open palms to shake, round to pubs and to parties where they get your name all wrong. And to them you are nothing more than a singer of some songs. Where are you going, my teller of the truth? You are the beacon that led us to our youth, brought the pleasures of the harbour to our door. Yes, we were listening to the dipping of the oars. You slipped a toe into the ocean on the far side of the world, and we're honoured that we met you, Bill, and we wish that you were with us still, as the hushing hours slowly fall. I wish you were best of all. And no, it don't matter that they got your name all wrong. But you were so much more than a singer of some song.